traditions. He shaped its social policy, was active in providing for its entertainment, and when the interest fell off, as it sometimes did, he fanned the embers until they burst again into a cheerful flame. There were still other reasons for his popularity. While he was not as white as some of the blue veins, his appearance was such as to confer distinction upon them. His features were of a refined type. His hair was almost straight. He was always neatly dressed. His manners were irreproachable, and his morals above suspicion. He had come to Groveland a young man, and obtaining employment in the office of a railroad company as messenger, had in time worked himself up to the position of stationery clerk, having charge of the distribution of the office supplies for the whole company. Although the lack of early training had hindered the orderly development of a naturally fine mind, it had not prevented him from doing a great deal of reading, or from forming decidedly literary tastes. Poetry was his passion. He could repeat whole pages of the great English poets, and if his pronunciation was sometimes faulty, his eye, his voice, his gestures would respond to the changing sentiment with a precision that revealed a poetic soul and disarmed criticism. He was economical and had saved money. He owned and occupied a very comfortable house on a respectable street. His residence was handsomely furnished, containing among other things a good library, especially rich in poetry, a piano, and some choice engravings. He generally shared his house with some young couple, who looked after his wants and were company for him. For Mr. Ryder was a single man. In the early days of his connection with the Blue Veins, he had been regarded as quite a catch, and young ladies and their mothers had maneuvered with much ingenuity to capture him. Not, however, until Mrs. Molly Dixon visited Groveland had any woman ever made him wish to change his condition to that of a married man. Mrs. Dixon had come to Groveland from Washington in the spring, and before the summer was over, she had won Mr. Ryder's heart. She possessed many attractive qualities. She was much younger than he. In fact, he was old enough to have been her father, though no one knew exactly how old he was. She was whiter than he, and better educated. She had moved in the best colored society of the country, at Washington, and had taught in the schools of that city. Such a superior person had been eagerly welcomed to the Blue Vein Society.